Now that we have created a symbol for our LED driver, the next step is to create a footprint for that. So for that, let's go back to the main Kicad window and we will press on Footprint Editor. Just like with the symbol editor, we have to start by creating a new library. So I go to File, New Library. We can keep it global. So I just enter the name. So we have a new library. Our next step is to create a footprint within this library. And generally, there are two approaches for designing a footprint. The first option is to manually create footprint. In that case, we have to define the dimensions and positions for each individual pin, for each individual pad. And it is suitable for small low pin count components such as resistors and other passive components. Another option is to use a wizard, footprint wizard, and it serves as a shortcut for quickly creating footprints for components. And we will be using it right now. So I will show you how to use a wizard. So first we press on it. And the first thing, we need to choose a generic option. The thing is that we have components with many various packages, but of course this list cannot incorporate everything. So we have to choose something very close. So in our case, we will be using this TDFN package. And among this option, we don't have TDFN, so I will be using SOIC. Okay, once we generate, we can slightly edit it to make it fit to our needs. So let's choose SOIC. Then we have this general view of the footprint. And next thing, we have to strictly refer to the datasheet to enter all the dimensions and physical properties. So let's go back to our datasheet. And as I said you before, we need to look at the end of the datasheet. So here we have all the dimensions we need. So we have in total 8 pads. Then pad pitch is the distance between the pads. So if I check the datasheet, the pitch is 0.5. Okay. Okay. Pad width is 0.8, as you see, and the length is 0.68. And then we have to define the row spacing, the distance between the pads. So in total we have 3.4, but we need a distance between the center of the pads. So I subtract 0.68. So we get this distance. So we have 272. Okay, just like this. Next thing, we're almost done. Body. Yeah, we can keep the rest as default in default values. So next thing, we have to export this footprint to the PCB footprint editor. So we press on it and we have this footprint editor, and as you see, it's extremely fast. Like instead of like defining the position for each individual pad, which we just entered the physical properties, and we have the footprint ready. We have almost finished, but I think it's a perfect point to introduce one key concept in the PCB design, layers. In the PCB design, everything is built around layers, so I think it requires some additional attention from us. So for that, let's open the properties of a pad. And as you see, this pad is defined in the copper layer. So the copper layer in the PCB contains elements that will be converted to real pads, real traces in the PCB. So if you look here, these shiny pads, they're all defined in the copper layer. So to sum up, the copper layer contains pads and conductive traces that will connect different parts of the components to each other. Then we have the silk screen layer. This layer is mostly used to define the borders of the components, and also we can use it to draw the key indicators. For example, we can insert a small dot just to indicate pin number 1 of an element, so we can easily understand the orientation of the components, and it is really helpful in the manual assembly and during the debugging process. Then we have the mask, solder mask. We don't directly work with this layer, but it plays an important role in the PCB design. The mask layer covers the entire surface of the PCB except for the pads, and usually this layer is what gives its PCB its color. So currently we have the green solder mask. The core purpose of the mask layer is to prevent the oxidation and also protect the traces from physical damages. And also its main idea is to avoid soldered bridges when pads have short circuit because of excess of the solder. Then we have the paste. Paste is basically define the precise areas where solder has to be applied. And usually this paste layer is used to generate stencil. Stencil is a metallic sheet which plays a key role in manual and in automated assembly. So usually you have something like this. So if you match them perfectly, the stencil and the PCB, the holes will match the pads. Let me do it right now. Hope everything is clear. So then when you apply, then you can easily apply the solder only in intended places, not everywhere. We have also other layers, but once we progress, I will introduce them one by one. And we have this FB letters because we have a front side and a backward side. Sometimes we use a top and bottom layer as well. Alright, before we continue, all the project files are available on my website for a small fee. The link in the description. So this is almost done, but we are missing another element, which is, as you see, we have this central thermal pad. So we have to insert that as well. So as I said, it's hard to find exact footprint in the wizard, but we can find something really close, then we can customize it. So that's what we are going to do it right now. So first I will insert this pad. So if you look at dimensions, we have 156 and 145. So we have to add this information just over here, 1.56 and 145, just like this. We press OK, we save, and then we have to change the name of the footprint. So we have not. So I see we have TDFN8. So that's it. There's another important step, which is integrating the 3D model. And I really like to do that. And it looks really nice. So for that, we need to find the step file. You can usually find it in the manufacturer website or in third-party websites. So I personally use DGK to find the components. So here I have the product page of the LED driver we're using, and as you see, we have this models link. So once you press it, you have symbol, footprint, 3D model. Sometimes this button doesn't work. In that case, you have to visit on Ultra Library. It's a website where you can find the footprint, symbols, and the 3D models of different components. But there are actually other websites where you can find the similar manufacturing files. So here you just need to download the step file, and maybe you need to sign in maybe you need to register to this website to do that. Another important thing is that, as you see, we have symbols and footprints that you can download, but then why we have to create our custom? Because I personally prefer designing symbols and footprints, because first of all, I don't like their design, and also I don't trust them, because if there's some mistake, it will lead to major failure of their PCB design. So that's why I prefer to design my own custom symbols and footprints, because also I have a lot of freedom. That's another main reason why to do that. But 3D model, we can of course download it. It's not a big deal. So once you download, you have the step file. Then you go to footprint properties. Then we need to add a 3D model. So I usually create a separate folder where I keep all the step files. So we have TDFN8, just press it. And also you need to play with the orientation offset just to match the pads and the 3D model. So here we just need to rotate to 90 degrees. Oh, something happened. Yes, so I rotated 90 degrees and everything fit perfectly. And this is really important step, because we also can verify that the pad dimensions, the pitch, everything correct. Because if we enter the wrong information, your 3D model and the pads will not match well. So it's an additional verification that the pads are correctly placed. So as you see, you have everything perfectly aligned, so we can be really sure about that. So that's it. Then we save our file. Next thing, we go to the symbol editor, and we have to refer to that footprint. So we open symbol properties, and we have footprint. So just over here, we just need to refer to this footprint that we just created, TDFN8. So we press OK. Also, another important step I forgot to mention is that we also have to add part number custom field and enter this manufacturer product number, or sometimes we call it part number. Okay, you just copy it, and within the symbol properties we just need to add this information. Why it is important? Because later we will order our PCB and assembly, so the manufacturer will know exactly which component to use. Because if we have just this information without these letters, numbers at the end, it will be hard to find the exact component we're using. But once we have this whole information, it will be easy to refer to the exact component. Okay, then we press OK, and then we have another thing missing. I'm really sorry for that. It is just the thermal pad we added. So we have another pin, so we can just add it. So we can call it th pad, something like that. And pin number is 9. Let's put it just over here. Okay, perfect. We have everything, and at this point you can also verify that pins and the pads are properly mapped. For example, we have thermal pad is 9, so in our PCB design, in the footprint design, we have pad number 9. So those numbers have to match, otherwise our PCB design will have really big problems. So you need to be really careful with that. So that's it. Next thing, we need to do the same for the USB connector and the LED itself. And I think it will be much faster because here we covered everything. We dig deeper, but later it will be much faster. So let's move to the next lesson. My coffee cup is empty, not a good sign for the future tutorials. Support the project on my website and get access to all files. The link in the description.